Glass. Now, human beings have been making glass for a while. For a long time, it was, not clear, colorful, and the glass makers would add chemicals to create different colors and different sort of styles of glass. Now, after a while, they realized if they added manganese dioxide to glass, it actually came out clear. Fast forward a couple hundred years, and they decide to make glass spheres, cut them in half, and they call these reading stones, essentially early magnifying glasses. Fast forward around 300 years to the 1600s, right before the Enlightenment, and people would take glass, shave it, and chisel it into what we would call a lens, changing the way we actually see the world. With a lens, you can go with a microscope into small things, expanding our universe to also telescopes. So, lenses are pretty amazing, and we're talking about them today. Hey everybody, it's Tim and Walker at Full Spectrum Laser, and welcome to Laser Talk.
That was very informational.
Thank you. I want a little more information than just laser stuff.
I enjoyed it.
Okay, good.
I was captivated.
Maybe we won't do it live so I don't, spill on the words too much, but next time. So if you didn't hear, we're talking lenses, different lenses, why you would use different lenses. We also have Tim doing his mini make.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one.
It's a good one. It's very Tim.
It is.
And then what else were we talking about? Oh, we're jumping into software, right?
We're jumping into the software, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to show how to bend text inside of our software. So no, back and forth from Illustrator, Inkscape, whatever you may use.
CorelDRAW, whatever.
CorelDRAW doesn't count.
You can still use CorelDRAW.
You could still use CorelDRAW. You can use essentially anything. We also have drag and drop for DXF, DWG. So any file format works, but we're going to show you how to do it in our software. I think it's pretty cool. I honestly didn't even know we had this function. I'm going to be honest. It sounds pretty bad. I'm supposed to be an expert, but it's...
Well, sometimes software puts things in RE3 and then neglects to tell us. So
This is true. So we're going to dive into the software. But first, let's talk about lenses. There's a lot of confusion out there. So choosing the right lenses. Let's go to the first one, yeah?
Yeah.
1.5-inch lens. Now, 1.5-inch lenses are your not multi-purpose. They're for engraving, especially if you want higher detail.
They're not very good at cutting. Not thick materials.
Very good at cutting. They are very good at cutting really thin materials like paper. So that lens specifically reduces your spot size. So it's actually more detail than your default lens.
Yep.
Do we have an example of that?
We do indeed. Yeah, right up here you can kind of see the penny on the right, and you can get an impression of how small you can really go with your detail.
Now, I believe that's 3-point font, so very small. Very small. You can see how big that penny is in comparison, and the difference is clear. I would say very clear. Right, Tim?
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So that's the 1.5-inch lens. That goes for your pros and your hobby lasers. So we have that option for either your Muse or the Pro. What are you smiling about?
My aunt just joined, and I know for a fact that my mom is at my aunt's house, so
Oh.
they're probably all watching. So hi, guys.
Oh, hi, family. Are you going home for Thanksgiving? Or?
No, I'm not. I'm
Rude.
staying in hey, it's on the other side of the country, man.
Yeah. You should be trucking right now.
Yeah, well, I had to work today, so.
So you're managing. So you're managing the Facebook right now, because mine's not updating. I can't see people talking.
Yeah, there's a couple of questions regarding Black Friday specials. After we're done with our little lens thing, we can talk about that real quick.
All right, yeah, we'll talk about Black Friday after the lenses. So let's go to the next lens, 2.0.
Yeah.
2.0 lens. That is going to come default with your hobby laser. This is your multi-purpose lens. Its focal length is ideal for what you typically cut and engrave in a hobby machine. Now that focal range, it's mostly for, you know, like 1/4 inch, 3mm material.
That's right.
If you want to cut thinner stuff with more precision, get the 1.5 inch lens. If you're doing a lot of paper, 1.5 inch lens would be better if you want a lot more detail. But this is the multi-purpose lens for the hobby. And if you get an additional lens, like say for the Black Friday sale, I would get another one because they are consumables, right? So if you get a hobby, you want an additional lens, this is why we're doing the video, to help people make that decision.
Absolutely.
But always an additional lens, like an extra lens, is good.
Yeah, because I mean, as with any kind of optics, if you get something on there, especially if you're running it while there's something on there, it can burn the lens and get really, really nasty.
Yes.
You can ruin a lens that way.
It happens. Just clean your optics. All right, next lens is the 2.5. Did it change? There we go. There we go.
Sorry, I'm monitoring.
All right. I can monitor too. We'll multitask. So, 2.5 inch lens. This is your default lens for the pro machines. Same exact scenario. It is made specifically for the range that you typically cut with a pro machine. This is, you know, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch even. It still works. Yep. It functions. It's made for the pro machines. Now you can do a 2.0 lens in the pro. It's not going to be that much more detail when it comes to spot size. And it's just, you really wouldn't do so. Right. I mean, you can, but it wouldn't be ideal because you want to be able to cut to like 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch in a single pass. Right. And that focus length is extended so you can get a more clean cut for a 1/2 inch material.
Yep. And also the wattage of the pro machines helps with doing that in one pass as well. Of
course, Tim. Yes. All right, next lens is the 5.0 lens. Now this one is a bit different, I would say. Okay. It is made for cutting thick, non-dense materials like this foam. So I cut this foam yesterday with a 5.0 lens, and this would be ideal for like, what are those, like Pelican?
Oh yeah, Pelican cases?
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, making your own foam inserts.
Yeah, foam inserts, like for firearms, something special maybe you're shipping them used and you want it the exact size. Yeah. You know, you could do so with a 5-inch lens. Also great for deep bowls. So if you want to engrave on the on the inside of a bowl.
Like this bowl?
There you go. Wow. It's like we planned that.
Almost.
Exactly. Like this bowl over here. I actually did that last year, I believe, and it turned out pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the laser head is actually above that bowl in this situation, so you don't have to worry about hitting anything and ruining the engraving.
Right. I mean, if you were doing something small enough, you could, in theory, get the laser head down in there, but if it ever tried to home after you were done, you might have some issues.
Yeah, I mean, you could technically put the laser head inside the bowl and then run a perimeter of like an inch, you know, a small inch design.
It'd have to be really small. You wouldn't be able to get anywhere close to the edges.
No, because the raster, you know, if you do like a full engraving, you can't do a full 20-inch engraving.
Yeah, it needs some extra room to like run up, get like a run up on the...
As the laser goes this way, back and forth, it needs time to catch up and then go back. Right. So there are margins, and in the software you can see those margins.
Mm-hmm. And they'll be green if you have enough space, and then if you don't, they'll be red. So, and it'll usually tell you if you try and run a machine and it's outside your workspace.
It's fairly intuitive.
Yeah,
I would say it's very easy. Tim doesn't know anything about lasers, and he's good at it.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Right? I think if anybody has any questions on lenses or anything they might want to add, please put in the comment section and we'll get to it.
I know John mentioned that 1.5 lenses are really good for making wooden pens.
Really?
Engraving wooden pens.
That I would have never guessed he would say that.
We can confirm they do make very good
pen engraving.
Yes, indeed.
All right, I think that's it. So if you guys
as
have
far
any
as
more
lenses.
questions,
Yeah,
for
if you
him
guys
down
have
there.
any more questions. So in regards to Black Friday,
Mm-hmm.
we do have a Black Friday sale going on.
We do.
It's pretty much all over our Facebook page.
Yeah, check us out on Facebook. I mean, if you're watching this right now, you're on Facebook.
You're already on Facebook.
It's pinned to the top, so it'll just be at the top of the page, and you'll see all the actual Black Friday deals.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it'll link you to a special page that we have for the holiday sale. Pretty much everything's on sale. We have lenses that we just went through. If you get one of our machines, if you get one of our CO2 machines, rather, you get a free lens with it.
Yes, excluding the fiber, which
Right.
is not CO2.
Which is not
You're
CO2,
right.
which is why I made that clarification. Thank you very
Tim,
much.
I wasn't paying attention because I was too busy.
I don't know anything about lasers,
I was too busy reading Jeanette's post, her comment.
Yeah.
I may be watching too many Hallmark Christmas movies, but you have a future in portraying Santa, Tim.
Miracle on Sandhill Road.
I said the same thing. I said for all of the Christmas episodes, I think Tim should dye his beard white.
Don't make me do it. I don't want to do it.
And then I realized saying somebody could be a really good Santa Claus is really rude.
Potentially.
Potentially. So, yeah, I'm not going to bring it up again, but I'm glad Jeanette did. Yes, Teresa, that bowl is beautiful.
That's my aunt.
Oh,
Teresa.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Aunt Teresa. I was going to say
Teresa.
Mother Teresa. That's your cousin's Mother Teresa.
Correct.
There you go. It works. 'Tis the season.
I guess.
I guess. I force everything. So, I mean, you introduced the next one. You made it.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit back and watch
All
because
right.
I like it so much.
So, I did a mini make again because I wanted to really bad. There is a new show on Disney Plus called The Mandalorian. I'm a big Star Wars nerd, so I was super into it. So,
Surprise.
Hey. So I decided to make something for it. So here's a little mini make about that, and I'll have the prop afterwards. So here we go.
What was that?
Nothing. There it is.
I want to show it off
All right,
because
we have the big camera.
well, that and I don't think you'll brag enough. I want to brag about your abilities. Now this engraving turned out amazing.
It really did. It turned out a lot better than
It's
I
like
was
unreal.
anticipating.
Man, please focus.
It's not, the autofocus isn't on, man.
Oh.
I leave it off
Goodness
because
sake.
otherwise it likes to
Oh yeah, go all
freak out.
weird.
Yeah.
So I just think this thing's absolutely amazing. As I think Nikki pointed out that she saw your ray gun video as well.
Oh yeah.
So Tim loves making fake guns.
I've done it since high school or since college, so
It's like
one of my
his
favorite
thing.
projects.
But
Yeah, let me
I
see if the
approve.
webcam will pick
I
up.
approve.
Let's
I
see.
truly think it's amazing. There you
Yeah,
go.
there
Look
we
at
go.
that. That is a really good engraving.
Is
And the wood's real clean looking.
Yeah, it's not ply. I actually found actual solid wood. So this is the blaster from the Mandalorian. This is the blaster that the Mandalorian actually uses. It's a little big as far as replica size, a little on the big side. But I actually kind of like it that way.
They would have never noticed if you didn't say anything.
I know. Well, I just, for all the Star Wars nerds that watch our show, that are gonna be like, it's not to scale. I know it's not to scale. It's also, I had very minimal reference and I just kind of winged it, but it was still a lot of fun to make. So
Yes. So we have some comments from Rick says hi. What's up, Rick? Jeanette says that you would make a young studs Santa Claus.
all right.
I totally agree.
I saw a comment.
Beard Guy 93
From-
officially.
Armando asked what lens is being used here during the video.
Oh.
It was a 2.5 lens.
2.5. It was on a Pro machine, Armando. So
Yeah.
that will
Same-
be ideal.
Same with the engraving. That was on a 2.5 as well.
Your mom thought Jeanette's stud comment was funny.
Excellent.
Oh, this has become more entertaining for me.
I'm sure it has. He's been pushing the Tim as Santa narrative for like a couple weeks now.
Yes. My buddy Mark joined us. Thank you, Mark. Shout out to your family. They have a full spectrum laser. He does a lot of cool plasma cut stuff for
Nice.
Actually slingshots. So that's how I know him. I don't want to botch this. It's Zerati Steelworks. If you have a slingshot and you're looking for some metal parts, he's your guy.
I'm sure if you were incorrect, he will correct you.
I hope he
I have
does.
no doubt. Yeah.
I hope he does. He's a great dude. Let's see.
Also, for anyone concerned, we put the fire out after I blasted a hole in the wall with the blaster.
Yeah, the fire alarm's never been the same since.
No.
Goes off randomly. I do love that video, but I think it is time to go into the software. Now I'm wearing the same shirt there for continuity, not because I only own 3 shirts. So, if you haven't used our software, you don't have a machine, you can access the software right on our website.
Super, super handy. We actually had someone message us earlier today asking if there was a way to use our software remotely, and there didn't used to be, but recently, within the last month or so, we've made this available.
Yes, it is pretty cool. So, you just...
That is technically a demo still.
It is a demo.
But it does allow you to save things to whatever computer you're
Yes, and you can upload it once you have a machine or once you are at your machine. Bless you.
Thank you.
So, go to any of our laser pages and just hit try now on the software. It will pop up automatically as it would if you punch in your IP address of your laser.
Mm-hmm. Also, keep in mind, this does not cache your projects like your laser does. So if you don't save anything and you exit, that will all be gone. So just something to bear in mind.
Alrighty. I was right about Mark's company. That's good. I was going to feel bad for a moment. So let's show you how to put text and shape text. So what's a good way to put that? Like arrange text? Or arc text?
Yeah, I would say arc.
Arc text? Okay.
Text arc.
Let's arc text first, and then in the software we will draw like some crazy squiggle and put text across that.
Cool.
Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty, so bear with me, I'm doing a little laptop pad, but we will do a oval. Let's zoom in here so people can see. Now, this is almost more, this is, I would say, easier than a lot of other softwares. This is easier than Illustrator, at least for me. Inkscape, it's kind of a pain. You simply make your arc or shape that you want the text around. And you see how the circle changes colors?
Oh yeah, it's like getting highlighted there.
There you go. Go ahead and just click it. And your text is automatically on there.
Super easy.
Super easy.
Way less complicated than it is in Illustrator.
I know. I don't know why they do it the way they do. This is so simple. And from here I can change the size. So we'll do 48. We'll change the text to Tim is the best. Okay. I wasn't going to say anything about Santa Claus.
I was waiting for it.
And I mean, we can also change, whatever, the font. Let's see. Well, all right, let's change the font real quick because that's too close to Comic Sans, you know what I'm saying?
What's wrong with Comic Sans?
Nothing. I love Comic Sans.
All
When
right,
I was
good.
13 years old. And
Comic Sans and Papyrus, those are the best fonts.
They are. They truly are. Avatar. Now, what's really cool about this, I don't even know if Illustrator has this function, but you can just drag it around.
I haven't messed with it enough to know.
I do arcs all the time through Illustrator. I don't think it has this option, so it's really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So if you want that, and okay, that's what I want. I already have a banner, set up in my software. I just want to put Tim is the best on it. Come on.
Who wouldn't?
Who wouldn't? So, but you don't want that circle. We don't want to cut that circle. We don't want to engrave that circle. So we're just going to visually turn it off. Now it's just not a part of the design, and you can run this and it will just do Tim's the best. Which?
That's all you need.
That's all you need. You only need to do one. So that's how you arc text. And then one more, I'll show you how to throw it on some whoop-de-doos.
On some, what is that a technical term?
That is very technical,
okay,
Tim.
all right.
Have you taken a physics class before?
Apparently, I missed that class. I was sick that
Whoop-de-doos in the Goldilocks zone? All right. So
I was sick during the whoop-de-doo lesson.
Well, I'm sure you were.
In geometry. That is definitely a
That is
whoop-de-doo.
extremely whoop-de-doo. That is like...
That's some jank right there.
that is a... what is that?
That's a whoop-de-don't
there.
That
is the chart of my happiness. It's a very whoop-de-doo.
Hey, you're on an uptick, so it's all good.
Yeah. Tuesday was pretty low though. Alright, so again, we have our whoop-de-doo. We're gonna grab text. We're gonna highlight it. Click text. Wow.
Oh boy.
Your text is here. See, now let's go ahead. Oh, that is long.
Let's just drag that.
Let's see what happens. That was extremely too long. Uh-oh.
I think you gotta wait until that dot shows up. There's like a little...
I know. It's very... I think that's the only thing. Let me zoom in here. It really didn't like Tim is just alright. Let's backspace that. It's kind of confusing the text on, but let's go.
Well, it looks like when you got to the end, it just started a new...
Tim alright. That works.
Tim alright.
Alright. Now, we can drag this. Look at that. The train of
boy.
Tim alright.
Oh boy.
And obviously you can change these whoop-de-doos, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like these.
You can draw them a little less janky, like like Walker did here. So.
But you get the point.
Ooh, man, that little loop
I
right there.
know. Whoa.
Whoa!
Look at that M. Whoa, whoa. Alrighty. So let's try it one more time, just because we're here, and why not?
Sandra Benson says that yes, you can do that in Illustrator.
That easily. Sandra Benson. Sandra. I know Sandra. She does a lot of scrapbooking. She's here locally. I haven't talked to her in a long time. She's probably going to say, yes, that's true. What the heck? Alrighty. So we have a line segment. We are, oh, let me actually bend it. Will it? Next time I'll bring a mouse. That'll work much better. And then, will it? I actually don't want that right there. And backspace that. Now we have smooth arcing, you know what I'm saying?
That's much nicer.
All right, so we have this guy. Just for everybody to know, highlight it, click.
Adequate. Oh.
Tim is Santa. There we go. I mean, Jason said go ahead and dye your beard.
Oh, all right.
Be a team player, man. So again, if you want it to be curved like that, you can change the font, you can change the size, and you get rid of this path visually, and it stays.
I mean, that is technically a factual statement, because Tim Allen played Santa in The Santa Claus.
Come on, Tim, we're talking about you.
I don't want it.
And you make a better Santa.
If I have to color my hair white, I will be noticeably less jolly.
I don't, well, on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Not on the outside.
I don't know.
Yeah, like I said earlier, nobody wants to be called Santa. Nobody.
Except Santa. You know.
Yeah, there's some guys, right? Maybe. Alrighty. Sam says hello. What's up, Sam? Debbie, Warp Text. Let's see. Anybody else? Can you import Illustrator files? Armando asks, can you import Illustrator files? And the answer is yes. I typically save them as PDF files and then drag and drop them in, just because PDF files have zero issues.
Right.
They're a superior format, and they're the native format of the software, and that's why they without a hitch.
Yeah, and they retain vector data.
And they retain scale. That's more important. Like sometimes you export out of Illustrator, and if you don't have like a million things checked, it can scale improperly. And for a while, we couldn't figure out what the save properties were on the Illustrator files causing them to scale. The guy that used to work here did Illustrator only. He would always send me a file. He's like, hey, can you cut this for me? I would cut it, and it would be the wrong size every time. So he started sending them with bounding boxes, giving me the dimensions, and then we got it done.
There was a question earlier from Marty Wilkinson who was asking if we can engrave on dichroic glass.
Dichroic glass. Dichroic. I mean, yes. And did they say anything about a 1.5-inch lens?
I believe so, yeah. I think that was the question. I can't, for whatever reason, I can't scroll up far enough to see the original comment.
So yes, you can engrave it. And engraved glass, I mean, it's fairly light. I don't know if you see it out here. I got a dark. Wait, how's that go? You can see our logo on there.
And we put it up to the.
Oh yeah, there you go.
To the webcam.
Maybe back it up.
See it a little bit.
Your hands white, Tim.
Quiet. You can see it pretty well though.
So, I like this episode. We're kind of just hanging out, talking. Yeah. But
it's a good way to end our week.
Yeah, it's been kind of hectic since Black Friday. By the way, there's a Black Friday sale.
Yeah, did we mention that there's a Black Friday sale?
Check us out on Facebook, where you are right now.
And I believe Michaela posted our Black Friday sale in the comments. So.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it comes to engraving glass, it doesn't actually create depth. What glass does when it gets lasered is it creates microfractures that actually fog it up. And that is what you're actually seeing. If you actually look at it real close, you can see those microfractures.
It really, more than anything, just changes the texture of the glass.
Yes, and if you really have too much power, you can feel the flakes come off of that glass, and that's what you don't want, especially something that you're going to be eating and drinking out of.
Absolutely.
Like
you don't want fine glass powder.
Yeah, fine glass powder going down the gullet. I mean,
no bueno. I used to use Cavasil quite a bit in college, which is like crushed glass. It's a thickening agent.
Yeah.
Before you mix it in and it becomes inert, it's extremely, extremely dangerous to breathe in.
To breathe in. Yeah, and the same thing.
Always wear a dust mask.
With HydroCal, UltraCal, I used to work with special effects, and you don't want to breathe that stuff in because it solidifies in your lungs, essentially turning them into concrete.
I'm pretty sure my lungs are 30% plaster at this point after being in school for 3 years for special effects.
Yeah, I used to sprinkle it on and like be right in there. You know, you got to create that island effect, and then it like absorbs.
Yep, it's like 30% plaster, 20% fiberglass,
and 20% lung. Some parts missing there. Again, in this segment, if you guys have any questions about how to do something in the software, we're jumping into the software every week. Because I think it's our best feature when it comes to our product. I mean, lasers are lasers. There are some features. Major feature is the software. If the software is very difficult to use, you know, it's not that great. Tim, I can't see myself. Let me see myself.
I know. You're good. Hang on.
I'm good.
Sorry,
I'll be waiting. Do we have any more comments? Any more comments, Michaela? No? All right, well, we're just chilling. Yeah, we can't, there's like 42 comments, and I can't see them live. It's very...
Yeah, it only lets me scroll up so far, which is kind of annoying.
Let's see.
Debbie says jumping into the software is awesome. I agree.
I do too. My favorite segment. Sandra asks, any suggestions for cleaning the char from the honeycomb and the air funnel? Have issues with char depositing on materials. Alrighty, Sandra. So your nose cone and the honeycomb, when cutting, one of my favorite words, it's going to come out. When cutting wood, you create pyroligneous acid. Yeah. And that is essentially like a tar. That carbon buildup will hit on your nose cone and your honeycomb, and the best way to clean it off, we found, is oven off. I actually take the nose cone off. There's a little set screw on the side. If you're looking at this right here, there's a set screw right here. Loosen it, pop it off, and you can clean that. I use a toothbrush and some oven off, and you should be fine. Honeycomb, a little more difficult. You are going to hit it with oven off, and then probably power spray it with either a power washer, not too hard, or your thumb on a hose. That usually cleans it up pretty good. So I hope that answers.
Which we used on the Slytherin mug right next to you.
Oh yeah, we cleaned up the Slytherin mug with some.
Well,
yeah.
I think we just used soap on that one.
Actually, yeah, we're supposed to use oven off. We ran out.
Yeah.
Goodness, can't talk today. I just want to wish all our friends and family that are watching a Merry Thanksgiving.
Yep, and me as well. Don't overeat.
Yeah.
Or do.
To all our friends and family and Tim, I want to say be safe, enjoy your families, eat a lot, and we're just going to end this episode with me eating my Thanksgiving dinner from 3 years ago. So until next time, keep making good memories.
Hello,
Again?